The 2025 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 glitters like a leading lady on a red carpet premiere and intimidates like the bouncer at the after-party. In the obsidian black and Mojave silver paint of our two-tone Night Series test car, the GLS 600 is even more of a standout, with rose gold details inside the headlamps and smoked chrome reflecting the surroundings like a Victorian gazing ball. Everyone who sees it will know the Maybach is a top-shelf cocktail, although not everyone knows the Maybach name. We fielded to recurring questions while testing the GLS 600. Is Maybach a trim or a brand? And, can I open the champagne that's in the refrigerated rear compartment? To the second question, no, it's a photo prop, and also it's cheap Prosecco, because we don't have a champagne budget. As for the first question, Maybach has been both. Wilhelm Maybach began as a stand-alone engine manufacturer in 1909. While the bulk of the business was heavy-duty power plants, Maybach also designed and sold high-end luxury cars. For obvious reasons, demand in Germany for tank engines and glamorous transport for high-ranking military officers fell off after World War II, and it wasn't until Daimler-Benz purchased the company in the 1960s that Maybach began making luxury vehicles again, first under the Mercedes name, then briefly as its own brand. Currently, it's somewhere in the middle. All modern Maybachs are based on Mercedes models but offer features and options unavailable in a regular Benz. Mercedes is no slouch on comfort and performance, but the Maybach versions step it up on luxury and customization. The Maybach GLS goes loud on the exterior with a polished grille and flashy wheel options such as 23-inch 5-hole monoblocks, or the lacy Maybach logo patterned 7 spokes that were on our test car. Inside, Maybach ditches the third-row seat and transforms the GLS from a very nice family SUV into a mobile executive lounge, complete with massaging recliners and thematic scent therapy. Maybach on the move. While the back seats are glorious, the GLS 600 isn't just for those driven by a chauffeur. The front seats are also heated, ventilated, and massaging, making the cockpit just as comfortable as the back row. The driver may not be able to partake in back seat beverages, but they do get the pleasure of 550 smooth-gated horses that propel the Maybach to 60 miles per hour in 3.9 seconds and across a quarter mile in 12.5 seconds at 109 miles per hour, all while cushioning the interior from every crack and bump in the road. That big power comes from a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 with a 48-volt hybrid assist system backed by a 9-speed automatic. The V8's output is increased from the regular Mercedes GLS 580's 510 horsepower but not quite to the sports car levels of the 603 HP GLS 63. We found the 550 horsepower and 538 pound-feet to be more than enough to push the GLS 600 through traffic, and if you have a gullwing or a racing sailboat in need of relocation. The GLS 600 is rated to tow up to 7,700 pounds. It's a thirsty powertrain combo, though, with EPA ratings of 15 mpg combined, 13 mpg city, 18 mpg highway. We just barely beat that with 16 mpg combined during our testing. The fuel economy was no surprise, but the quick acceleration was. The V8 is so zippy that Maybach has a special performance mode that restrains the power. In Maybach mode, the vehicle starts the car from stops in second gear, minimizes shifts, and smooths acceleration to keep overexcited chauffeurs from jostling their passengers. The Maybach also offers a curve mode, which uses the quick adjusting air springs to level out the body on winding roads. None of our passengers seemed to notice when we had it on. Perhaps they lacked the finely tuned inner ears of the jet set, or perhaps they were too busy experimenting with the multitude of pre-programmed lighting themes in the back seat menu. Several of those also activate the Maybach's interior scent atomizer, resulting in the GLS briefly smelling like a Yankee Candle store until we aired it out. While comfort and luxury are ultimately subjective, we'd be surprised if anyone found the Maybach driving experience rugged or stressful. The seats are plush, the screens are crisp and bright, and there are cameras, head-up displays, navigation assists, easy phone connections, and cruise control settings to take the anxiety out of piloting this machine's styling. More is more. Visually, the Maybach is Baroque, with logos and textures on every surface. The interior features pattern-stitched leather covering the seats and door panels, with padded headrests in the front, lumbar pillows in the back, and a choice of wood trims for the dash and door inlays that would make a termite drool. Our Night Series test car had white leather upholstery as bright as a vineyard smile, and was trimmed with ash wood and aluminum that gave it the look of a silver-plated Chris-Craft. It was an impressive sight upon opening the door, even if long-term maintenance would require an Amazon subscription of Mr. Clean Magic erasers.
Housekeeping aside, the Maybach is much more than a wheeled yacht. Sure, you can get a massage while covering miles in comfort mode, but if you do need to pick up the pace, the Maybach handles on par with its competition from Bentley and Rolls-Royce. None of these ultra-luxury subs are made with Gymkhana in mind, but if you have to flee from the bad guys, with an oligarch's daughter in the back seat, or just hustle over the hills on your way to a Palm Springs brunch, the Maybach sticks and turns better than you'd expect from a 6,271-pound jewelry box. On our skid pad, the Maybach held steady at 0.86 G, which puts it just behind the Bentega's 0.88 G and ahead of the 0.83 G put down by the Cullinan, which, at $410,575, costs almost twice the Maybach's tested price of $243,850, and considering that the last Bentayga we tested was $269,865, the Maybach is almost a bargain. If that notion causes you to slam on the brakes, you'll find that the Cullinan and the Maybach will both come to a stop from 70 miles per hour and 159 feet, while Bentley will slide just a little farther to stop in 165 feet. Maybach's special features. Having established that the GLS 600 is a bargain for a fully loaded and stunningly rapid Luxemobile, let's rate some of the features and options that make it more than a Mercedes. We called in some pals for this, since the real big shots will be in the back seat. Automatically deploying running boards got a nod for ease of entry and egress, but were dinged for being a little too slow to drop down, and doing so right into the shins of impatient passengers. Puddle lamps with different designs front and rear and twinkling stars got rave reviews for turning every evening into a nightclub. The refrigerated rear center console, $1,100, was a hit with passengers for the bubbly and with this driver, who found it perfectly held a deli sandwich. The console does cut into luggage room, though Mercedes understandably does not loan out the GLS 600 with the $2,400 silver-plated champagne flutes, so we had to test the champagne flute holder, $800, with regular glasses. No stemware was harmed. The folding rear tables, $1,800, were difficult to unfold but would prove useful for eating the sandwich. Rear seat entertainment, $3,400, could be popular with those on regular Zoom meetings, although we mostly used it to change the accent lighting to Miami turquoise and pink.
The Maybach's biggest crowd pleaser was free driving assist, or, as the kids call it, bounce mode. Intended as an off-road tool that uses the air springs to mimic the weight transfer of a bunch of off-roaders jumping on a tailgate to help a truck shimmy out of silty or sandy terrain, this mode also works as comic relief at the end of a long photo shoot. We had our photographer giggling as we wiggled and jiggled the Maybach down the trail in a rooster tail of dust. It probably helps if you get stuck while off-road too, but with the GLS's all-wheel drive and adjustable height, we never had any issues with traction or clearance on pavement or dirt. If bouncing down dirt roads on delicate intertwined logo wheels seems silly, well, everything in the ultralux automotive space is a little silly. That's the prerogative of the wealthy, to sip champagne in a pink-lit white leather cabin in a car that can bounce. 2025 Mercedes Maybach GLS 600, vehicle type, front engine, all-wheel drive, for passenger, Ford or wagon, price, base. The 2025 Mercedes Maybach GLS 600 is a super luxury SUV offering a blend of performance and opulent features. It boasts a 4.0 liters V8 biturbo engine with mild hybrid drive, producing 550 horsepower and 538 pounds-ft of torque. Standard features include a 9-speed automatic transmission, 4MATIC all-wheel drive, and a range of advanced technologies like active distance assist, Distronic, and e-active body control. The interior focuses on rear seat comfort with features like massaging and reclining seats, Napa leather upholstery, and real wood trim, interior, comfort, and cargo. While the regular Benz-branded GLS class SUV is a 3-row affair, the Maybach GLS 600 offers just 2 rows, both of which offer heat and massage functions. The rear seats are the place to be. With acres of legroom and to power-adjustable recliner seats, riding in the back is akin to traveling in the fanciest first-class airline cabins. A 3-across bench is also offered, but come on, the executive treatment is what this SUV is all about. Napa leather covers the dash, door panels, and seats, while real wood trim with a handsome pinstripe adds a touch of class. A fragrance diffuser helps occupants create the sensory oasis they deserve after a hard day of being filthy rich. Cargo capacity isn't as generous here as it is in the regular GLS class, since the rear seats are fixed and don't fold to accommodate larger items. Mercedes-Maybach says there's still about 19 cubic feet of space behind the rear seats and will offer a handsome set of custom-fitted luggage. Dual 12.3-inch infotainment displays utilize Mercedes-Benz MBUX software interface. And rear seat passengers get to 11.6-inch displays that can play movies or control the sound system. A Burmester audio system is also available and features an incredible 27 speakers.